I'm going to welcome to the Radio TKO Airways the UFC Heavyweight Champion, Cain Velasquez. Cain, welcome to Radio TKO.
Oh, thanks for having me.
No problem. Comes a little out of left field. We were expecting your lightweight teammate, Josh Thompson, a little bigger of a guest, both in size and stature. Cain, first of all, got to congratulate you on your big win. And how's life after championship? And most importantly, how's your health after the surgery?
You know, it's been good. It's been busy. You know, when we found out that we needed to have surgery, I mean, you know, it sucks, but you got to do what you got to do to get back in there as soon as possible. So we went to go ahead and have the surgery. About 2 weeks out now of having the surgery, and shoulder feels good. The doctor wants me in the sling for like probably 3 more weeks, and then kind of take it, you know, day by day, pretty much doing the rehab, trying to get the arm stronger, and just resting it like the doctor wants to.
Mm-hmm. What's your realistic timeline? When's your goal to be back in defending your gold?
Well, you know, I guess Brock and Dos Santos will fight in June. So, you know, a couple months after that, I mean, I'll be ready. I'll be in camp, and you know, after that for sure.
Cool. Are you going to make your way up to Vancouver? You think you'll be healthy enough, you know, body-wise by then to come and check that out front row?
Hopefully, you know, hopefully they send me out there, so we'll see what happens.
You know, of course, that was how a lot of people saw that fight going. Of course, a lot of people thought Brock might come in and pull that big Viking, you know, fist out and hit you with it and drop you with it. How did you see this fight going when you came into it? And I know you've answered the question of, were you surprised you ended it in 2 minutes before, but what was the biggest surprise about how it ended that fast to you?
Just, you know, with every fight you go into, you always have it in I always have it in my head that the fight's going to fight the whole fight. I'm going to fight 5 rounds. It's going to be a war. I have to expect to get beat up. I have to expect to get taken down, to be in bad position. So, I mean, I'm working all those bad positions. Like, you have that in my head. I think that going into the fight, that gets me ready. You know, I'm ready for everything. So, you know, just always expect that it's going to be a long fight, and, you know, I'm always training for that. So I think that gets me ready.
Awesome. Hey, Cain, this is Ryan Ventura. I'm just curious, what do you think of Brock and Dos Santos being coaches on The Ultimate Fighter? What's your opinion on that?
I think it'll be a great show. You know, anything with Brock on it, whether it be a fight or this, I think it's gonna be good. You know, he always brings that flair or whatever to whatever he does, and people want to see him. He's a big draw, so I think, you know, this would be a good show to watch.
To rewind rewind time back a little bit, post-fight UFC 110 in Australia, you proposed to your girlfriend. You guys were engaged. How'd that go? How did you work that out down under?
Well, good. You know, just going up there, I knew, you know, she'd be up there, and I had this ring all, you know, planned out for her, so I brought her up with me. And it pretty much came down to, I had to win the fight. If I was going to lose the fight, then you know, I couldn't have done it. I could have done it. You know, I think it would have taken away from that moment. So first off was winning the fight. Once we won the fight, it was like, okay, I need to find, you know, a great place for us to be together and propose. So we were at Bondi Beach. We stayed there a couple of days after the fight. So I mean, it was great. You know, the beach was nice, and that's where I did it.
Very cool. Well, congratulations on that, and also, of course, congratulations on, you know, your daughter, beautiful little girl we got to see in the primetime special there. Are you like, you know, most big tough guys, when you see your daughter get born, it reduces you to a little baby with tears, and you know, you realize how your life has changed?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's great to have a family. I love it. I love to have people, you know, behind me. I love to go to practice and come home and have them, you know, here for me, and it's always smiling faces. And you know, they're definitely two of the best, you know, people that I know. I'm blessed in that aspect, definitely.
So, Cain, now that you're the big champ and you've been all over TV and everything, is it harder for you to go into like a mall or even a restaurant or bathroom and people recognize you?
It is sometimes. I mean, it comes to the territory. I mean, it seems like with every fight, more and more this has happened. So I've gotten ready, for it. After each win, the fights get bigger. Your name gets bigger. So I'm used to it. I know it's part of the territory.
Nice.
I got to ask the size of your award, case right now, because after the last year you've had MMA Fighter of the Year for MMAfighting.com, Fighter of the Year for MMA Live, Fighter of the Year for SureDog, MMA Junkie. You were on the All Violence first team of SureDog this year. I don't know if you knew that. But I don't know what that entails. I just seen it here right now. But either way, if you're on the All Violence team, I guess you're doing something right. But pretty big breakout year for you, Cain. What's the biggest thing that's changed in 12 months?
I guess, as far as the attention and stuff, I mean, I've seen a bigger, change as far as after that fight with Brock. I definitely get recognized a lot more busy. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I guess that's the biggest thing is the demand, I guess, Not as many quiet nights at home after training.
Yeah, definitely. And that's pretty much it.
Nice. Well, Cain, what I wanted to ask was, as a fellow heavyweight, what is your opinion on the Strikeforce World Grand Prix Heavyweight Tournament? What do you think?
It's great. I'm very excited to see those fights. I've always loved it when Pride had those fights, and I'm happy to see him back again with those caliber of fighters. I think those guys are great fighters, so I'm definitely happy to see that. I can't wait to watch it.
Do you have any favorites in the brackets?
I've always been a fan of Fedor, so I definitely want to see him perform again. Up to what he does the whole time. Interesting to see, Alistair Overeem also in that.
That's a guy that I'm interested to see, and Dana came out and kind of refuted the idea that he's a top 10 heavyweight. I don't in any way expect you to throw your boss under the bus, but I mean, Alistair Overeem's a top 10 heavyweight, right?
Yeah, definitely. As long as he's been in the sport, what he's done, especially now that he's a heavyweight, I think he is. So.
Well, what do you think of the K1 stuff? Do you think that's good that he expands, or would you rather see a guy that's an MMA champion fight MMA more? Or do you admire him for having balls of steel and a badass striking game?
Yeah, I mean, if his striking game and I guess if his management and everybody else allows it to for him to do that, I mean, that's great. Go ahead and do it. Why not?
With to switch lanes a little bit from that, kind of a little bit more of Cain as a person, how much has it meant for you, in the Latino community and how big they're looking up to you, the first heavyweight champion? Has this really touched you in a different way than maybe it would have when you first started in the sport, now that you have all these people clinging to you and, you instill hope in a lot of your people in your nation?
Yeah, it's just I just didn't see how much it would grow. I had an idea when I first started, and the way it is right now, it's just bigger than I ever imagined. So I mean, it's great. I just want to be a champion. For years to come, I want to hold that belt, that title, and be a great champion.
Absolutely.
And what do you aspire, for your? When you look back on Cain Velasquez's MMA career, is being the UFC Heavyweight Champion, is that basically the pinnacle of where you can get to, or is there anything more you can do? What does Cain's legacy end up at when you're 45 years old looking back on your career?
I want to hold this belt for years. I mean, I don't know how many years, but I want to just keep getting better in all aspects of MMA, my wrestling, my jiu-jitsu, my kickboxing, everything, keep getting better, keep getting sharper, keep evolving with the sport. And I just want people to look back and just say, man, when he fought like a Mexican fighter. I mean, they go out there and fight with a lot of heart. Never give up, always going forward.
Awesome. Now, you make it no secret that, you're a big Fedor fan. How do you think he will fare against Bigfoot Silva in the first round of the World Grand Prix?
I think it'll be tough, but I think it'll be a good fight. I think with Fedor, there's a lot of loopy punches, but he has a lot of power in him. and you know, he's always done good against guys that are a lot bigger. You know, it seems like people have always matched him with mismatches as far as you know, him being a small heavyweight versus guys being giants. So it'll be interesting to see. You know, that Silva has history of boxing. It's not as wild, but it's, I mean, his whole size, his power. So it'll be a good fight.
Do you feel that a different division would be a good look, like to break up the heavyweights, say from 205 to 2 1/4 and 2 1/4 to 270 or something, or are you okay with the way it is right now?
I'm fine with the way it is now. You know, that's up to the promoters to decide, but I'm happy with the way it is now. I think I'm the best. You know, I've chosen to fight at this weight. You know, I don't know if I can go down to 205, but I've chosen to fight at this weight, and I'm comfortable with it.
I have to ask you, being Canadian, Cain, George St-Pierre did us all a solid and took care of your teammate there, Josh Koscheck. How's Josh looking? Is he back at the gym and getting back at it yet?
Yeah, he's back in Fresno, training over there. You know, he has a gym up there, and then when he has a fight camp, he comes to San Jose and trains out here. So he's doing good, and I mean, that was a tough fight. You know, St-Pierre is a great fighter, and he just proved it that night.
Is it safe to say that Koscheck probably didn't expect the jab to be GSP's main thing in that fight? He probably trained for a different fighter of GSP, than the one that's just going to jab him the whole fight. Is that maybe accurate, or? Yeah,
I think so. I mean, just knowing that he has great takedown, great takedowns, he would just expect a lot of the takedowns. But also, I mean, just seeing how quick he is on his feet and just the kind of fight that he pulled off with John Fish. I mean, it shows that he's quick. He has good boxing. So nobody now is a one-dimensional fighter. I mean, they all have all the tools now.
No kidding. Two quick things before we let you run, Cain. First of all, kind of a fun question here. Who, if you could fight anybody from any time period, who would you face off against in the octagon?
For me, I think I fight against somebody like Genghis Khan. I think somebody who has almost taken over the whole world. Somebody great, somebody like that.
That's the most creative answer I think we've ever had. That's pretty good, Cain, I must say. The other final thing is, when you grew up, and your parents, of course, it's well documented again in the primetime thing. You came from, a poor background, and you were raised up. How gratifying is it to you now to be able to, hang out with your old man and go visit your parents, and, you're a success self-made, and you've been able to take the stress off of their shoulders to an extent?
It's just a great feeling, all the hard work that I put in, it's finally paying off, and, I'm proud, my whole family's proud of me, and, that's all I can say. I mean, it's just right now, just keep it moving forward. I mean, because we're not done yet.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think you've only just begun, man. At an age of 28 years old, you're definitely in the prime. 9 wins, no losses. As long as that donut stays there, then a lot of guys are in trouble. And finally, obviously, Javier Mendez, Bob Cook, Dave Camarillo, these guys have meant a lot to you. What's the best part about being down at AKA, and how can people find out what's going on with Cain Velasquez?
Just all the coaches that we had down there. I mean, they're great. The teammates. I think it's one of the best camps out there. We have, I think the best guys for me in particular to get ready, the heavyweights there, and we're getting our webpage put back together at a better stage right now, and it'll be Cain Velasquez.
Cool. Well, Cain, I got to say, once again, congratulations. Just before you run, could we get a tagline from you? The show is called Radio TKO. Maybe, Cain Velasquez, UFC Heavyweight Champ. You're listening to Radio TKO.
Okay. Hey, this is Cain Velasquez, UFC Heavyweight Champion, and you're listening to Radio TKO.